Alright guys, this is the official reveal of my most insane Christmas light setup. So over here, this projector was actually originally lighting of, I believe it's 50 LEDs going all along these picture frames here, and they're actually on a... This was a really hard job to do because of the way these strings are not really meant to be too flexible. And you can see it has beat detection, so it kind of turns things on and off. Well, it's that time of year again, where I get to reveal my Christmas Light Spectacular of 2023 in 3, 2, 1. Yup, it's finally done. So, I'm going to go ahead and take the camera off the tripod and take you around the room and show you everything I've done this year. So as you can see right away, I have definitely stepped it up a notch from last year. You can see a lot of walls that were not filled with lights are now filled with lights, and it's just brighter than ever. So we'll go ahead and start over here. Still got this thing over here. I'm using this as the main hub. As you can see, works exactly the same as it did last year. And you can see right away some new additions over here. I have these really big LED bulbs, as you can see. These things suck, though. They're not bright at all, and they have a terrible flicker rate. So, oh well. And then I have these lights, you can see, are aligning my headboard in sort of a grid pattern. Now, these lights are not connected to the main hub. They're controlled separately. But they have an app that controls them through Bluetooth. It's installed on my phone. And they can sync up to the music. So, I can have all this going to the music simultaneously if I just set up multiple Bluetooth connections, which I can do, and I'll demonstrate that later in this video. Decided to hook up the party sign this year, because why not? It's very bright. Sorry for the awkward reflection. This camera doesn't do very well with reflections. And you can see I still have the candy canes here. I threw up these little strings of lights here, as you can see. I didn't have these last year. At this point, I was just trying to throw stuff up on the wall to fill in the blank spaces, but I think it looks okay. You can see I have them on flasher bulbs. So yeah, and here's another new addition. I have this little glowy ball thing. It has glitter inside. It doesn't have a blower, though, so it doesn't really... The glitter doesn't move, but it changes colors, and I think it looks nice. You can see it kind of makes a cool reflection on the ceiling here. So yeah, and I have these lights running along here. Now, I don't know if you'll notice, but these lights are not as bright as the ones I had here last year because I'm actually using the incandescent set over here. And I moved the LEDs over here. You can see they're now aligning my workstation. So yeah, that's another new spot that I didn't have lights in last year. But we'll move on to this side of the room later. So yeah, I have these. I believe it's a set of 150 incandescent bulbs. You can see they go around my clock here. They go down all throughout my dresser, as you can see. And they go over here, and don't think I forgot about the Melodics. And you can see they kind of go on the wall. Then they go around the perimeter of the window, as you can see. Yes, I know, the reflection looks weird. I have a towel blocking out the light. And then they go up here, along the top of the window, and terminate right there. Still have these musical note lights, as you can see. Nothing's changed with that. I still have this star right here, as you can see. And I also have these LEDs right here. This is another new addition. As you can see, they're lining my keyboard here, which I really got to retire soon. I don't know if you saw my Instagram post about that. But, yeah, there's that. So they line the keyboard music stand, and they go over here behind the Melodics and up the speaker post, as you can see. I think it looks really nice. Here, let me back up here so you can see it. I think it looks great on that. So, yeah. Still got this candy cane right here. Nothing's changed with that. And I moved the plasma light over here. It used to be over here last year. I don't know if you remember, but I moved it over here because I just think it looks better over here. You know, with that globe thing over there, there was just too much clutter. So, yeah. And moving over here, you can see I have these lights. I don't know if you remember, but last year I had them lining this side of the window. But you know me, I don't like when lights overlap too much. So I moved them down here, and I think it looks quite nice, you can see. So yeah, I had to redo the tape job on this today because these kept falling off. I was using normal tape before, and I replaced it with packaging tape. I think it's holding up pretty well. Then I have these lights going around my window, as you can see. And they go down here. This is actually a separate string, as you can see. That's why it looks a little different. And that's because this string goes over here and around this clock, which is another new addition. Well, the clock isn't a new addition, but the lights are. And then another major addition that I've added is this laser projector, as you can see. You can see it's projecting to pretty much this entire side of the room. It goes on its own, but it also has a microphone, so it's kind of going to my voice here. But I think it looks pretty cool, and it's red and green, so it's perfect. And yeah, still got the lights on the doors here. I made it so it fit the entire door this time. I don't know if you remember last year, it kind of stopped like around here, but I was able to finagle it and connect it in just the right spot so it would have the perfect length to fit all throughout the door, and you can see it just terminates right there at the bottom. So yeah, and I have all these flashing white incandescent lights, and these are actually flashing by popular request. I did a poll on Instagram a while back because I couldn't decide what I wanted to do with these. But I think you guys made the right choice. I really like the flashing. So yeah, and I also have these lights right here lining my bookshelf. I had a string of lights here last year too, but I didn't show them in much detail. So yeah, here they are. The string that was here last year was not nearly as long, and it was very dull. So I actually moved that string over here on the ceiling, and it goes around the base of my ceiling fan, as you can see. I think it looks pretty cool. And then I still have these things up here. You can see. They used to be down here, but I moved them up here so it can look like there's less clutter. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but this light on the left is so much brighter for some reason. They're both the same model. I don't know what's up with that. So, yeah. Got some lights on this door too. But as you can see, I wired these a little differently. You can see instead of terminating, this string was a little longer, so I have it going over here and around the perimeter of this clock, as you can see. I think it looks quite nice. You can see when looking at the clock from straight on, you can see the light spurting out in different directions. It looks really cool. And then this wall right here had no lights on it last year. Well, it had the strip, but it didn't have any other lights, but it's now completely covered with lights. So yeah, this is another new addition. This string of blue and white lights that I have up here, I found at the thrift store, and then I have these color changing ones that I got new in box. So yeah, you can see they flash. They're on a flasher circuit. And you can see the, where's the control box for these? Oh, it's over here. There it is. It has 16 modes and it's set on the combination mode. And I have this star right here. As you can see, this is another new addition. You can see I made a stand for it using a flip video tripod. I think it looks pretty good here. Sorry, the camera's kind of overexposing it. But yeah, like I showed earlier, I have these lining my workbench. And then they go over here. And they go up the side of this door and terminate where it meets with this string. And you can see I do have two strings overlapping over this door, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it was the only way I could really wire it up for the lights to be able to go on the closet door. So, oh well. It looks alright, I guess. But yeah, and some more new additions. Have lava lamps in the setup now. You can see I have this one right here. Looks a little foggy on the inside, but it's good enough. It's really bright. And then there's another one over here that's not as bright, but it's more clear. So yeah, they're not really doing anything right now because I literally just turned them on. But yeah. Still got this thing. See, it's flashing away. And then I still have these right here. I neatened these up though. They were constantly falling off last year, so I figured out a better mounting system for them, and the wire's not as visible too. So yeah, sorry, the cap from the camera's flying around like crazy. There's another flashing light right here. They're really bright. Makes me wonder what the wattage is. I never really looked. Still have this projector over here. As you can see, this actually used to be on a table over here, but you can see I have removed the table this year just to make more space. So yeah, it's over here now. You can see it's casting a nice little design on the ceiling. I think it looks pretty good. And still got the LED strip here. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for the walk-around portion. Now, as far as the whole music sync goes, even though I explained a little bit of this earlier, but briefly, even though this string of lights and the rest of the room is on different protocols, I can have multiple Bluetooth connections going at the same time, thus I can sync everything up. So, yeah, the only exceptions are the LED strip up here and this lava lamp, as those are on separate circuits. You can see there's a separate smart plug here, and the LED strip has its own Wi-Fi module right there. So yeah. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut the video, and you'll get to see the music sync in action.